Hello everyone. I just wanted to do a quick recap of features of my game server management system. It is for people who are already familiar with it from previous videos. As an example, I am covering my own Project Zomboid server since I will be shutting it down soon, so best do a video now. First up, you can see here I have the list of players logging in and logging out. So these are pushed to a channel of your choice. So I'll just type in help to get the full list of Discord commands that you can use to administrate your server. You can get the server status, which is currently up. Also the in-game time. So this is the time that it is inside the game world. To get that shown, you need to have a separate mod installed to get that integration. You can also stop, start, and restart the server. The server daemon option will restart the server automatically if it crashes. Sometimes I have found with Project Zomboid servers that they die internally and the server process continues. I have made improvements so that if you stop or restart, it will automatically kill the server process after 20 seconds if it doesn't shut it down properly. So that's another good feature. If you just restart it, whatever goes wrong, it will definitely restart it. You can save the game world manually. You can broadcast messages to all players. You can trigger the chopper event, gunshots, start a storm, stop the weather, start and stop the rain. You can get the current player list. A whole bunch of other commands here to related to players. You can kick players. You can set the access level, so you can make someone a admin or remove admin access. You can teleport players to other players or to a specific location on the map with X, Y, Z coordinates. You can gift XP to a player, also vehicles to a player, items and vehicles. You can spawn zombies around a player, trigger lightning and thunder around a player. There are whitelist command options as well. You can add or remove a person to the whitelist by name and password. You can add them using the Discord ID as well. So when you use this option, it will take the Discord name and generate an in-game account name and DM that person with the username and a generated password. You can also add and remove people from the ban list, and this is using the Steam ID. So even if someone changes their IP, they'll still be banned by their Steam ID. You can get any of the config files, the INI file, the sandbox file, spawn regions, and spawn points. You can also attach the files and upload those config files to change them on the server. There's also the JVM configuration file, so you can set the memory allocations as well. Under the deployment options, you can make a backup of the world, but not restore it. We'll get to how you can do that later. You can wipe the game save to get a fresh map. You can wipe the configuration files. You can wipe the player database. You can also wipe it all, so completely restart a fresh world with no config, no game save. At the bottom, there's also a install runtime. So in my system, the runtime is the game server itself. So this command here to install the runtime will actually use Steam CMD to download and install the Project Zomboid game server itself. So you can use these commands to go from literally nothing to creating a whole game server and have it all configured. So that's the Discord integration. So just moving on to the web app. So I've already got the secret token pasted in. So I'll just log in. Uh, this is the home page. At the top here, there's some basic system information, the version of my game server management system, the memory on the system and how much is being used, CPU usage, how long the system's been up, disk size and how much is being used. Down here is the configuration for the server link, which is the Discord bot integration that I just showed you a moment ago. So there's all this configuration here. The log channel, which is where the players logging in and logging out is shown. Pan character, the role that allows people to use that Discord bot. The whitelist DM. So this is the DM message that's sent to users if you add them to the whitelist. And as you can see over the left here, that the bot is currently running. So if I go to instances now, we see I only have one instance, which is called W6, which is World 6. You can have other instances as well for Project Zomboid, and the other game servers that are supported is Factorio and 7 Days to Die. So I'll just go into the dashboard of the World 6. So as you can see here, it's also showing the status information of the server, the players that are currently online, which is no one because I'll be shutting down the server in a few days. If I go down to the next section, logging. So this text box here shows you the last 200 lines of the console log of the server. It's reverse ordered, so the most recent log entries are at the top. Also here is the link, which allows you to download the entire log. With Project Zomboid, there is the console log, but there is also a log directory, which contains collections of different specialized logs, such as items which shows people picking up and removing items from particular XYZ coordinates. There's also directories here for the older logs, which you can click on and scroll back through all of the logs collected. Next section is the console commands. So these are the same commands that I described with the Discord bot integration. So there's the world command category. You can broadcast the message to all players. Player commands, whitelist commands. So whitelist, if you want to change the access level, you type in the name of the player, and if you want them to have no access like a regular player, or admin and the various other roles. Moving on to configuration. Here is where you can make changes to the sandbox, the INI settings and the sandbox settings. So the 4 major configuration files for Project Zomboid. Also the JRE settings, which have the memory allocation. Moving on to deployment. So this section is about the various deployed server and world save. So these buttons are disabled because the server is currently running. If the server is stopped, the buttons will be enabled to use. You can delete the runtime, which is the game server itself. Install the runtime. So in the background, that will use Steam CMD to download and install the game server. If you want to a complete refresh install, you would delete the runtime and then install it. If you've already got a Project Zomboid server installed, if you install the runtime again, it basically just does an update. There's also a runtime meta button here. This will show you information about the currently installed runtime, which may be the Steam CMD manifest file or any file which can give you some version or change log information about the server. There's also some buttons here to delete parts of the world that you have. So you can delete the world or wipe world save. So that is the game map. So if you want to start a fresh map, you would hit that button and would delete it. You can also delete the player database. You can delete all the configuration files if you want to start them fresh, or you can also wipe all of it out, so start completely fresh. And at the end, we have the backups. So you can back up the game server itself, which will include all of the downloaded mods. You can back up the game save world, which is very useful. There's also an option to upload a backed up runtime or world. So this is handy if you want to make any particular changes that this system doesn't allow. You can create a backup, download it, unpack it, make any more changes that you need, such as mods that involve changing the binaries of the game server, then zip it up and then upload it again and restore it. So that's a quick rundown of all of the features for people who are generally familiar with this system itself. If this is the first video you watch, I suggest going back and have a looking at some of the other videos that I have done. Thanks for watching.